Yep, so we recording now. Um, hey everybody, we back again.
Again.
And as we always like to start this off, positive and forward. Uh, we decided to start this episode to name this episode uh, Spirituality 3. Uh, just kind of to close it out, we want to just speak generally about the feedback and the energies and the responses that we've gotten
And we
uh,
got some.
in regards to our previous to the whole channel. Basically, the channel will not have this spiritual tone in its entirety all the way through it moving forward. But it's a great basis. It's something that is going to um, help people establish. And you won't have a strong house unless you have a good foundation. You need something to build those blocks upon, and that's what spirituality is for me, for sure. It's the basis of my life, but it's not everything. My life is very multi-complex, multifaceted. I tend to I tend to blow by stuff really fast. If it doesn't benefit me or serve me, I tend to dismiss it. If it makes me feel even sad or bad in any way, I guess in a machine fashion, I tend to just disregard it. I don't stew on things. I don't really care. I never have. So that's going to be something where this episode, even though it's going to address some of those energies and some of that stuff that we've heard that we've been giving back, it's not going to be specific towards any one person or any one group of people. Because frankly, we don't care.
We don't care. And what we also know is even if it can be portrayed as though it is specific to certain people, it doesn't mean that it's only specific to them because they are everywhere in
Yeah,
everyone's lives
everywhere.
doing, some of them are you. Um, it is what it is. There's no, some stuff isn't really original. It's a group of people that might be doing this and it's a group of people that might be doing that, but there's pockets of that everywhere. Everywhere. So the goal is not to offend anyone or to hurt anyone's feelings or to attack anyone. The goal for us is to be true to who we are.
Yeah, and in doing that,
Period.
try to help others be comfortable with not okay. I was in the let's say let me I had an example run through my mind this morning that I thought was really clear to me, and I often see things throughout the week. This thing has become something like I feel like, and it's really ironic to say this out loud or even address this in this way because I feel like this is a chance for me to give my sermon. I feel like I want to be able to give whatever I was inspired throughout the week, whatever felt me, touched me, nuggets that that was like an epiphany. And I try to store it, but I don't ever write this stuff down. I don't ever you use the stuff properly. I probably should write more notes and then read off of them on here to try to stay a little bit more directed and inspired to give y'all the true nuggets that happen in my life because that's the meat of it for me. If I'm gonna help others, I'm gonna give others all of my epiphanies. You know, like if I'm gonna live life and deal with that obstacle, this or that, what matters more to me is that when I have an epiphany, when something strikes me as deep, I share, and then I've had that happen where oh man that was deep, or oh man wow that really helped me, and I'm not really getting that type of energy in terms of response from this channel yet. I think it'll come,
We know
but
it'll come.
it's not. I don't feel like enough people are hearing me. I'm not sure. I haven't gotten that response yet.
I agree with that. I don't think enough people are hearing this either.
And it's like this. I even have a fear that all of this will basically fall on deaf ears. Like I guess in the end, I looked at it as now then, even if it falls on deaf ears and this thing never gains much ground, that at least I got my truth out in the air, and I probably could revisit that. I could play it for my grandkids. Hopefully, I never have any grandkids. Or hopefully, it takes quite a while. If my kids are ever watching this or listening, you don't have to give me any grandkids. I'll be fine with that.
Yeah, I don't need any great nieces or nephews at all.
Period.
I'm in support of what your father wants in that regard. And I've already missed my chance on that. So, yeah, I'll live vicariously through y'all.
And I do the same because since she got grandkids, and I just, you know what I'm saying. Now I could just support hers and not really have to ever have them for myself. That way I can give them back when it's too much for me. Cause I sure don't think. I think I got enough kids to where grandkids ain't really a thing that I aspire for. You know, people be like, "Oh, I'm having a grandkid." They be my age. Like, I'm having a grandkid, and I really don't know whether to say congratulations or I'm sorry to hear that. Cause man, good luck in that whole process. But anyway, I digress. So a story that really hit me from years ago. I was sitting in the McDonald's line, and I know many people have experienced this these days, where you like you sitting there in the line, and then the person ahead of you pays for your meal, and then you pull up, and then oh, that was free. That's cool. One particular time that really touches me because I wanted to try to give an explanation. In the direction of these 3 episodes being about spirituality, we've often referenced religion and God and things of that nature. And for me, I stated clearly that I do believe in God or a higher power or an almighty spirit. Why? Because there are miracles and things that happen that no man can construct. I've said that more than once. And that's just true. Like, in this particular story reminds me so much of that to give you some clarity. I have several. I can remember a time. I've been a businessman for over a decade now. And while, which is really funny, no shade, but a lot of my family has not shared my business journey, have not supported me in my business journey, where they say strangers support you more. That's very true. I transcended 6 figures several years ago, and it was not in support from my family. It happened from the outside world, and I don't dislike or hold my family to any ill regard because of that. Just know that when you have a journey, that you have something that you're inspired to do, you do that regardless of the support you get from within your immediate circle. Because if it's yours and you want it, you're going to get it. What you put out is what you're going to get back, whether that be good or bad. And so I'm a successful businessman because I persevered regardless of what support I got from my own family. Um, so anyway, I can remember a time when I needed probably $10,000 like yesterday, and I couldn't figure out what I was gonna do in order to get that. And I was going out. I'm a carpenter by trade of business. That was where I laid root of my business in construction and remodeling homes, which I don't do anymore. Now I just focus on roofing. If you happen to be watching this and you either need a roof or you know someone who needs a roof, or just keep me in the back of your mind. We're going to be changing the name of the company soon from Feel Good to Work LLC to Kansas City Roofing Company. So be on the lookout for new everything, and it's been really positive. We're expanding, and I'm so blessed. I don't wake up to any beat of anyone's drum. I've been fortunate to just make my own way, and man, what a feeling. So, just that feeling alone says God exists, because I was so scared to share this message that I've been sharing with you guys, that I thought that I wouldn't be blessed, or I thought that I would start to feel being in a darker world in a real way, and that's just not been the case. I live in the light, and I feel so great to every day. Today I've been blessed with roofing opportunities. Yesterday, day before, it's never ending. Every day my phone rings and it's a new person I've never met, and they're ready to give me some money. That's just an awesome feeling. So, I found this money on the ground in the garage one day that covered my bills. I found it on the floor, just shuffling through my tools. And that's crazy. You don't find $1,000 on the floor for no reason. You know, stuff like that happens, and it's a real thing. God is, or whatever you want to call it. You know,
Because me, I might say the universe. They're one and the same, in my opinion. You get signs from both. And I would say finding 10 grand on the floor, that's a definite sign that there is something greater than us.
it's huge.
So, I mean, I that's nice.
That was several years ago. It hasn't stopped. It's only gotten better. You know, it's amazing. I was gonna say a particular story about going in the McDonald's drive-through, and the total may have been just under $10, and I only had $8. And I'm shuffling, I'm looking for change, and I'm thinking by the time I get to this window, they're gonna have to take something off my order or something. And then by the time I get to the window, the cashier is saying, "Well, they paid for your meal," and it's like, man, I was hungry and I didn't have that $10.
Still got your $8.
I still got my $8, and I'm smacking on this right now.
Mm.
So that's just for me. Those are small explanations of you can't construct that. You can't possibly dismiss that something greater than us all exists.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I come from with that. Now then, the problem that I have with Jesus, with Christianity, with religion of all sorts, whether it be Catholicism or even a lot of the practice of Hinduism, I resonate with, but different, just in their stuff with Hinduism, I just don't resonate with. A lot of practices of religion does not hit me well, because what I would encourage everybody to do,
it dilutes the purpose, in my opinion.
Well,
often.
It confines the purpose. It puts it in like a box that if you go outside that box, you're wrong. You automatically, oh my God, you just done, you know what I'm saying? You just done betrayed something, and you haven't, because this is the confinement.
Because now suddenly you're the Antichrist.
This is the confinement right here. Whatever is inside this thing, you know, if you go outside of yourself, that's where you go wrong. You know, what you do is, what I would encourage everybody is to be very cognizant of everything. Just try that. But what resonates with you from your mind to your body to your absolute soul, what resonates with you there, what's wrong with like living off of that? What's wrong with like clinging to that? You know, if it makes sense to you and it makes you feel great, then why not try to like build off of that? You have Jesus as an example where you've never met the man. You've only heard stories, and that's fine because you haven't met every single man that's walked the earth. But all of the stories and all of the things of his actual birth date and what happened in his life between, say, the age of 2 to 33, like it's a whole, what neighborhood did he grow up in? What? There's too much mysticism behind his life in entirety. And most of the men you have never met, you can be given a sure storyline of them growing up in Tucker, Arkansas, or yada yada, and this, and 5 and 6 and 7 years old, and this and that. Like me, I have a story that goes back to my very first day on this earth. It's not hard to verify or prove. With Jesus per se, it's a little bit hard to prove. And for me, for that very reason, it's a little bit hard to believe in. So then you jump, do you have faith? I have faith in the fact that I have the tools inside of me, that if I indulge in what it is, the thing is, you have to have your own firm discipline. If you want to be in shape, then you're going to have to follow a regimen and discipline plan to get there. Mm-hmm. Now, when I say that, I don't mean physically all the way. You can, if you want to be spiritually in shape, you got to follow certain things.
Mentally, emotionally.
From within.
All of that stuff from within.
They come from right here, though. They don't come from what somebody else told you, right? So no matter what shape you want to get in, I would encourage you to dig from within, and that's all I care about. And if you're not out here hurting people, you're not out here, speaking badly to people. Somebody comes to you with a poor physical energy or anything like that, and how you respond is everything. At that point, like, okay, I receive that you're upset, and I respect you, and I love you nonetheless. Can we move forward? That's where I'm at in life. So, I've talked enough already. I've been very long winded in the introduction of this episode, and I just feel like just be you. What?
I was looking to see what the
Yeah, that thing hard to see, but that's 15.
Yeah, that's not too bad. I won't say for long. I will say that I'll just reiterate some of what he just finished with and what I said in the previous video. Find what resonates and benefits you, and then the outer world. Because it's not, as long as I completely agree, as long as you're not hindering, hurting, or harming yourself and others, I find it hard for someone to find issue with that. Like, it shouldn't affect the next man, because you decide what works for you. It just really shouldn't. I don't understand why it does that. Find what benefits you and yours. And whatever that is, it could be any of those religions. It could be spirituality. It could be having no belief in anything. As long as you aren't hurting yourself and then others, do you. And anybody who has question about it, I said it last time, kick rocks and go on. Because some of us want to, like, actually, like, go somewhere and not continue to be held down and not continue to be trapped. For me, spirituality is a set of freedom. Like, it's a set of ability to just be who you are, to and I mean it. I think we have said this, and I don't even think I have anything more to say than what I've said.
I felt like that even this whole, I can't say the episode is really beating the dead horse, as they say, but it's like she said, do you, and I mean, that's just it.
And whoever doesn't like it, that's their problem.
So in regards to this, I think part of, and just to stay true to who we are and what we do on this channel, and how we intend to basically how we intend to carry about throughout this whole process, to address the reason for this video, which I think here in front of you guys' faces, we've kind of deemed the video to be more or less useless, or more or less repetitive.
Yeah.
The fact is, we've gotten some slander, some ill energy. Actually, some certain family member has completely disowned us, and that's unfortunate, but it's inevitable. It's something that I feared heavily. The exact response I got, I feared heavily to be cast away by who I considered to be near and dear to me.
Those who you believe to love you.
Yeah.
Those who've even said
yeah,
they love you, and then had zero ability to behave in that moment once they didn't like what you've said, to show said love. And I think a question that we've asked ourselves off and on during the week, either together or on our separate terms, is if those beliefs are that important to you. And one of the very common statements you will hear, as for Christians, because when you walk in Christianity, you believe in Jesus, and we've said that we don't. Um, please, folks, whatever walk you've picked, walk it in its entirety. And remember, when you're responding or misbehaving or doing whatever you're doing based off your anger for someone else's choices, what would Jesus do? What would he do? Would he do what you've done? Sit in that.
I think it's very contradictory, the whole light of it. I think even the phrase, what would Jesus do, is very contradictory because many parables in the Bible, many parables in throughout the world, many parables in respect to or in reference to the Bible, state basically that if you don't believe in Jesus himself, that he will disown you. And so I think that's really just, even in and of itself, is horrible. You know, basically, if you don't do this, then this is your punishment.
Then I'm done with you, right?
That's sad. And in true light, that's what happened to us over this past week. We've been threatened, we've been slandered, we've been misrepresented, we've been
misunderstood,
we've been disowned. Very many things like that, and to add a we to it, we don't care. So, that's all. It's all good with me. I didn't respond in a way that was ill or angry. I said okay. I said I appreciate this exchange, and whenever you're ready, you'll still have to answer to the words that you said to me. You'll still have to answer to those words. This won't stop. There's no rug to sweep this under, because we'll have to address this in a face-to-face manner. Hopefully in all peaceful regards, but a thing that we've also discussed, my sister and I, throughout this week. My brother and I. We've also we have to make it clear. I don't do all this talking, I don't do all this stuff like that, but everybody that know me know I'm really like that. Like I really get off on violence and bullshit. I really do. Like, hold on,
we just gonna be clear. Just gonna be clear. We choose peace. Okay? That does not mean that we cannot choose other things. That we have not chosen other things. Today we choose peace. And so, like my little brother said, at some point, answers will have to be had. At some point. And I think because we choose peace, I think we're
getting it mixed up.
Yeah, and listen, I said in the beginning of all of this, don't start none. It won't be none. I've said plenty of times, because if y'all don't follow this, or even if you do, you follow my other pages, I'm very clear on where I stand, who I am, and what I do. And what I don't do is tolerate disrespect or too much extreme challenge to who and what I am. That's where he was going when he set up, to be very clear.
I'm a Gemini, so
that's what his face is saying right now.
I'll be cool, but don't try me, man.
We both be cool until we're not.
I still love you.
Still.
Don't try me, though. So the next episode, though, it's about being true to self. It's gonna be. I'm really trying to get past all this deep stuff anyway. Eventually, because we
want to do some fun stuff too.
Yeah, I got a lot of advice to give on stuff. I got a lot of jokes to tell. I got a lot of energy to provide outside of all this deep stuff.
Yeah, we want to address some of the PTSD of it all.
Yeah,
we want to address sex and money and business and food
as it relates to this foundation. Yeah, this is the foundation, and so we're going to be grounded in who we are. We're going to remain who we are. I say I'm a Gemini because I don't subscribe to say that the zodiacs are end all to tell you about someone else, but they tend to always have some accuracy. And just to live by the stars, to live by the energies that the whole thing provides, it's cool. It's cool to see it play out in people's personalities. And as a Gemini, they call me whatever, two-faced or having a twin or whatever like that. Well, a long time ago, I accepted that I'm two people, but I keep that one person just very
Wrapped up.
he be chilling.
Yeah.
He be chilling, but he in there and he don't like that bullshit. He don't subscribe to none of that punk shit. Like if at the at the end of the day, man, if you want it like that, man, I've been known no matter who you are. I don't care if you my daddy. I don't care if you my uncle. I don't care if you my best friend for the last 2 decades. Hey, I don't.
And I'm easy until I'm not. I don't start trouble. I finish it. Don't we not going it's not beneficial for it to be us against others. It's not beneficial for others.
For no one, for us, for no one, it's not beneficial. But if it's necessary, if it must be, then I ain't no poodle. So, as far as being true to self, hell, I think we covered 2 episodes because that's all it is. I'm just be true to me. I ain't got no reason to bother nobody unless they bother me.
And at this point, I'm tired of. I've spent a long time not being completely true to who I was, and in this day and time, that's what I am. And in real life, anybody that has issue with it, that's their issue to have. I don't care. Like, go on, because I'm not bothering you. I don't put myself at your doorstop. I don't bother nobody. Everybody can tell you that. I don't bother nobody. Now, if you ask me a question, I'm going to answer it. But you asked the question.
I mean, shit.
So you should be prepared to receive said answer when you ask said question. From me. People know that, right?
Yeah. I mean, if they don't, hell, they don't. Shit, they ain't trying to know.
So, anyway, positive and forward, everyone.
Yeah, man, let's start getting into some of this other stuff. Positive and forward.